SCP-025. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-025 is only to be opened during testing, as is the room in which SCP-025 is stored. Entry codes are to be given only to authorized research and security personnel. No other containment protocols required. Description: SCP-025 is a wooden wardrobe measuring 0.97 meters by 0.62 meters by 1.95 meters, full of clothing dating from a number of time periods. Articles contained within the chest, collectively named SCP-025-1, match the styles of decades, from the 1920s to the present. The apparel from each time frame varies from regard to style. For example, polyester striped shirt and a pair of charcoal suit pants both correspond with the general styles of the 1970s. The only unifying aspect of each article contained in SCP-025 is that each one is in poor condition. Moths eating as much of the collection, and tears and runs are not uncommon. When any item from SCP-025 is put on, the wearer is obscured either to die or suffer an injury within 24 hours. The cause of death or injury in these instances is invariably linked to the aforementioned flaws in the clothing, but only if it appears to be unrelated incidents. Wearing a glove with a finger cut off and many result in the loss of a fingertip through a simple kitchen knife accident like chopping onions. Similarly, a subject wearing a poncho with a sleeve missing will somehow cause the loss of an uncovered arm, to be an attack from wild animal, or a vehicular accident that necessitates the amputation of the limb. If placed in a sealed, unfurnished enclosure while wearing an item from the chest, the wearer will either simply spontaneously contract a flesh-eating disease that begins in the areas not covered by the clothes, or suffer the failure of an organ located beneath an imperfection on the article. Diseases arising from such incidents may or may not be contagious. No study has been successfully undertaken due to the speed at which the strains observed run their course. Recommended that, if possible, samples of the disease be taken to the lab for possible weaponization. Following is an abridged testing log of SCP-025. More thorough testing will be accompanied by declassification of the document in its entirety. Test log SCP-025, Section 1, Subject D-778, a 42-year-old white male. Article 1940s era white tuxedo. Perfection: torn seam in left shoulder. Subject was allowed to free roam the halls under agent redacted supervision. In approximately 45 minutes, nothing eventful occurred. However, at redacted time period, security tapes and eyewitnesses indicate that D-778 appeared to make an attempt attacking Agent Redacted. He in turn overcame the subject with a knife, causing a deep gash at D-778's left shoulder, precisely at the point where the tuxedo seam was ripped. Test halted. The subject later terminated. Subject D-690, a 26-year-old white male. Article 2004, Boston Red Sox baseball cap. Imperfections: missing size adjustment, back of the cap, logo in the front partially removed. Test results: placed in a sealed room with the subject was a table, which were a loaded Jericho Baby Eagle 9mm handgun, a girl lighter, and a hatchet. D-690 chose to wear the cap backwards for the test. Potential effects: the decision on the outcome of the wear of the back cap for the test. D-690 chose to wear the cap backwards for the test. Potential effects of this decision on the outcome of the test are unknown. Subjects expressed reluctant to touch any of the objects on the table for several hours. Food and water provided as necessary. After 4 hours of general inactivity, subject picked up the handgun, examined it while holding it roughly eye level. Weapon discharged into D-690's forehead, where the size adjustment band would have been. The round exited the subject near the part of the hat, the missing part of the logo. Subjects D-736, a 22-year-old male, D-771, and a 23-year-old white male. Article: burgundy striped sweater vest dating from 1973. Imperfection: article seemed to have been partially eaten by moths in several large holes front of the sweater. Test results: D-736 was tasked by research staff to wear the sweater vest, which he did under distress. D-771 was given a loaded handgun out of sight of the other participant and instructed to, on a given signal, fire all 6 shots in the direction of D-736. After doing so, it was noted that every shot fired passed through one of the holes in the sweater vest, leaving the clothing intact and killing D-736. Firearm retrieved. Surviving subject transported back to headquarters. Two quarters, sorry. Subject D771, a 23-year-old white male. Article, sweater vest from above trial. Imperfections same as mentioned. Test results, D771 was time placed in an emptier room. Dimensions 15 meters by 15 meters by 15 meters. Only objects in the enclosure were lights overhead. Subject initially complained of boredom, then lay on his back and went to sleep. After 2 hours and 14 minutes, two of the fluorescent light tubes in the ceiling suddenly dislodged and fell. Both landed squarely on the holes in the sweater, shattering upon impact. One of the tubes broke into jagged pieces and impaled 771 in several areas, but only again through gaps already present in the sweater vest. Subject's vitals persisted for another 6 minutes, then ceased. Further testing locations will be selected to minimize possible damage to the surrounding area. Subject, Dr. Redacted, unplanned experiment, an unidentified individual left an article from SCP-025 on Dr. Redacted's desk that looks similar to the item of his own clothing. Any information about this incident and or the perpetrator of the same should be reported immediately to senior staff. Article, lightweight scarf dyed a number of colors. Imperfections. Heavily pulled seam caused scarf to be considered shorter and tighter in the middle. Test results. According to its itinerary, Dr. Redacted, wearing the item from SCP-025, was en route to enclosure of SCP-Redacted on redacted date for routine testing. However, he diverged from his intended path and began in a direction towards an entirely separate wing of the facility. Subject then entered the enclosure of SCP-173 without gathering accompaniment. I'm retarded, fuck. For following safety procedures. And upon hearing the door closing, blinked and caused death listed as strangulation and resulting from crushed windpipe. I'm very sorry. Subject D803 and a 30-year-old Hispanic female. Article 1980s flash dance style white shirt imperfections. Right shoulder removed, left sleeve completely cut off, entire bottom helm shredded. Test results data expunged. All present were presumed infected when quarantined and data expunged. All further tests involving 1980s era fashions have been postponed indefinitely due to the expenditures and safety hazards present by the aforementioned experiment. Full cleanup estimate to take an additional redacted weeks. Further testing authorized. Results are now awaiting declassification.